Welcome to our show. Today we have with us a guest from Kolkata, Mr. Kumar Rana. He is a researcher and author of several books, and his area of interest is mainly the marginalized society of West Bengal, Bihar, and Jharkhand. And today we want to discuss with him to understand how the Bihar election, which concluded only this month, is going to impact West Bengal Assembly election, which is due in less than 6 months' time. So in Bihar, BJP has done exceptionally well, and it has emerged as number 1 party in the Bihar Assembly. And now today the situation is that Chief Minister Nitish Kumar's party has got much less seats than BJP. So BJP is very happy about it, and BJP is feeling emboldened about the results of Bihar. And so, and West Bengal being a neighboring state, it's sure to impact its politics. Uh, so we would like to understand how that election, that Bihar election result, is going to impact West Bengal, because Mamata Banerjee came to power with the help of BJP, and it unseated 33 years rule of left front. Now the same BJP is trying to dislodge Mamata Banerjee. So how close BJP is to its goal, or how it's going to impact the Bihar election results? Mr. Rana, I would like to understand from you.
Well, at this point, it's very difficult to predict something because many things can happen. Today, I tell you, today the left and Congress are observing the bond, the nationwide bond, and after many years, I could see some enthusiasm among the left. I mean, I think the enthusiasm, the spirit, the left spirit, which you call, that is back. So, if the left can bring back some of its support base, which it has certainly lost to BJP in 2019, 2019 election, then things could be could take a different route. Now, BJP is doing everything. Everything means, one, poaching. It is targeting different political activists from different parties, namely Trinamool Congress and the left. So that's because BJP is not an established party here, and as is happening everywhere, it is targeting other political parties, activists from other political parties, and to some extent doing it successfully. Number two, it is doing its traditional politics of communal divide, so that it is doing well. Third, it is banking upon upon a different kind of inequality in West Bengal. That is what I call cultural inequality. Now we have a huge gap between the cities, particularly Calcutta and other areas of West Bengal. So, and there is a tension between the history of Bengal Renaissance and the regressiveness of 17th century, 18th century, 19th century Bengal. So that tension continues. BJP is banking upon all these things. Okay. Now, if thing can go other way around, if the left Congress combine can can advance and can expand its support base or regain its support base. That depends upon many things, not just on the rhetoric of anti-BJP or anti-Mamata. That depends upon doing some real work in the ground. In the ground means there are, because of the ruling denomination in both at the center and at the state, people are suffering a lot. People are suffering from, unemployment, price rise, the lack of medical facilities, the very fragile kind of public health.
And for that, people hold Mamata responsible, Mamata's government, or the center?
Yes.
Local.
Section of people, of course, hold Mamata responsible for these things. And Mamata Banerjee's governance, it is, you have to see things.
You mean to say that anti-incumbency factor will be there?
Anti-incumbency is there.
BJP will be gaining on that front.
On that front, yeah. It is not just anti-incumbency. There are certain other things like, the Mamata Banerjee's party is not, it's not a political party. It's like a club. And everybody fights with each other. Everybody, so Mamata Banerjee is the joining force. She joins every different interest, every different beats together. Now, thing is that gradually, as we see, it is becoming difficult for her to keep these, different fragments together. It's now it's a real problem for her. Secondly, she has created some problem for herself. There are two things. One, she has done some works which are we call what is called populist kind of works, or what we call redistributive programs. So she has done some very good programs. She has done some very good programs. On the other hand, because of the nature of her party, there are allegations of huge corruption. These are allegations. I'm not saying that they are involved in that or not. We are not judge. We are not judge.
What I could understand from what you are saying is that it's quite normal. Any party which is in power, there are allegations, there are some real or some maybe some unreal, but all the opposition parties, they try to cash those failures of the government.
Yes,
so
but thing is that
we say this
is that what
all
the BJP
parties,
is doing.
What I want to understand from you, that all the opposite parties which are in opposition, the left front, the Congress, and the BJP, all the parties should benefit from that.
I think if the Congress left combine gives only the lip service, then the benefit goes to BJP. Okay. Because BJP is also doing the lip service, and BJP can do the lip service better than the left and Congress combine can do. So the left Congress combine has to see things dialectically. One, they have to oppose oppose corruption, oppose fragility of governance, and all these things, and they have to do it at the ground level. Things like unemployment, things like public health. So you cannot just involve yourself in slogan mongering that nothing is happening. So you have to go to the BDO office, you have to do the gherao, you have to do the dharna. The real kind of, real, and I would say old-styled left politics.
Are they doing that?
I mean, what I can see from I'm not moving much nowadays, but my mobility is restricted because of certain things. But what I can see from my limited source of information is that where they are doing, they are gaining strength.
Okay.
So one clear message for the, I mean, also today's month, it has also it has also given the left, mainly the left, a very clear message that you have to do something. तुमको मार खानी पड़ेगी. So you have to do something at the ground level, and you have to stand by the people.
Street politics, you mean?
Street politics, yes.
Okay.
Traditional. I mean, sometime people advise the left to think anew. I mean, you have to think anew, but you have to you have to use the old tools.
So are they in that mode? The left, are they willing to do that? I mean, or they are doing it in
it's up to them.
Scale.
Yeah,
Sorry?
it's up to them to decide. I mean,
no, so far they have not started.
They have started doing something. They have started doing something, which is a good news. Which is a good news. I mean, it's not when we say that the left should do something, we say because it is not because of our well wish for the left. Although I am a left, but it is it is not because of the well wish for the left. It is because of the well-being of the health of the state.
Is the left able to match the BJP's work the way BJP is doing? The impression that we are getting from here.
I mean, here the left, one lesson the left has to learn, that you cannot outwit BJP in their own turf, in their own ground, with the tools that the BJP has been using. So you have to take a very different kind of tool. You cannot use the tools that BJP is doing, because BJP is doing it in a much better way. So one lesson is that when you talk about communalism, BJP is talking about, BJP is clearly BJP is doing communal politics, and the left so far it has preached secular politics, anti-communal politics, but in a way, but the way left preached its secularism actually helped build a different kind of help the communal forces. I give one example. Okay. One left, majority of the left always has taken position of equidistance. That we are distancing ourselves from Hindu communalism, and we are distancing ourselves from Muslim communalism. Now, in a country, where Muslims are being attacked every day, every moment, their very existence, biological existence is in question. Then if you say, "Nahi bhai, hum to ye sabse dur hai," that is not done. So you have to stand very clearly by those who are being attacked. That's one. Your position has to be very clear. Number one, I mean, I think they have a fear that if we stand by the Muslim in that way, then Hindu votes, we may lose Hindu votes. But I think it's completely opposite. You have to, I mean, if you clear your position, then your vote bank remains intact, because you are basically doing what is needed, namely moral politics. You are not doing electoral politics, you are doing moral politics that pays in the electoral field as well.
That means left is shaky of its support base?
I mean, when it says about, it accuses Mamata Banerjee of competitive communalism. I say there is nothing competitive communalism. I mean, when they say that Mamata Banerjee doing competitive communalism, that means Mamata Banerjee is doing Muslim communalism. I don't believe it. I don't believe it because Mamata has not done much for the Muslims, except
Okay.
for some Imam Bhata and all these. The Muslims in West
What
Bengal,
is
they
this
are the
Imam
working
Bhatta?
class.
What is this Imam Bhatta?
Imam Bata, I mean, she has announced some monthly allowances for the imams of the mosques. You know, we have a number of mosques here.
Okay.
So and so people could easily relate it to Muslim appeasement. Okay, but you know, Muslims in West Bengal. I was part of a study on the Muslims of West Bengal, a quite large study, surveying 8,000 households. So, and what we found that Muslims of West Bengal, majority of them form the working class. Majority, 80%.
Hmm.
They are very
Hmm.
poor. They don't have
They
money.
have been.
And very poor, very poor day
Uh,
laborers, and they
okay.
do not have the opportunities of education, health facilities, job opportunities, nothing. So, like all the poor, I mean, it's not that the Muslims are only uh, uh, deprived of the opportunities. Different other
Like any
communities
other
like
state.
Adivasi,
Like any other state.
interstate. But what happens? There is a particular, there is a very interesting geography, demography combined here. Even there are areas like Murshidabad, Malda, and North Dinajpur. These are the most poor areas in the state, and again, Muslims live in these areas. So sometimes some Muslims can also try to, I mean, they do try to relate it to the deprivation with their being Muslims, so which is not correct. Which is not correct. We have to oppose that. We have to oppose. So the left had the left has the opportunity of bringing these things together. That you see, we are against these. We are against communalism. At the same time, they have to stand very firmly with the Muslims that we are standing by you, your biological survival. We will guarantee to guarantee your biological survival. So, but at the same time, they have to they have to articulate this in very clear terms that it's not, the deprivation is not on religious line, it is on social line. So we have to follow the line of social justice.
Okay. So, what about Congress?
Congress is in the middle. I mean, and no, Congress, as in
What?
the entire country,
No,
whether
Congress
Congress,
is its support base
it
intact?
has some support base in Murshidabad, of course, in Malda, but of late they have also lost many of their activists. First to Trinamool Congress, and now some are going to BJP. So,
BJP. What about MIM? Overseas party?
um, I don't know. They have got some seats in Bihar, as you know,
Yes,
and
5 seats.
well, many people are accusing OAC of dividing the votes. I mean, uh, having said that, you cannot say that OAC cannot field his candidates. His is a
If he
registered
does,
party.
if he does, as he has
So,
announced,
so it's
will it will it impact? Will it divide votes,
it may.
or which party will be affected most? Congress,
I
left party
think BJP will be gainer.
will be
I think
gainer.
if the Muslim votes get divided, then BJP will be the gainer. Then one thing, I mean, some people has already started accusing OAC and other, but before that they should look into their own. I mean, OAC, how can you, Owaisi is a political leader, and his is a registered party, so he can stand. I mean, whatever his politics may be, then you have to the secular parties here. They have their base, and they should formulate their own political line instead of accusing someone.
Some sort of arrangement with overseas party, will that be an option?
I am not very sure because already Oasis party has been, I mean, whatever his political achievement, political goals and roles, but MIM has already been labeled as a party of the Muslims, so, and
despite fielding non-Muslim candidates.
Maybe
as a token of whatever.
In Bengal, it's very difficult for the on one hand, Owaisi is getting support because Muslims are gradually losing their trust on the secular parties. That's very clear. On the other hand, in Bengal, in 2006-7, Siddiqullah Chaudhary tried to form a party, although his party was not, the name has nothing to do with the Muslims, but still he could not stand, and finally he joined the Trinamool Congress.
And became a minister.
So in Bengal, it's very difficult to organize a party on pure religious ground. I think it's very difficult. It's very difficult.
Another thing that is, again, coming back to Mamta versus the rest, this Deepankar Bhattacharya of CPI-ML, soon after Bihar election result, he said that non-BJP parties, meaning including Mamta, Left Front and Congress, they should come together. And this was followed by, and his appeal, which was immediately rejected by Left Front chief. Interestingly, Jamaat-e-Islami, which is not a political party, but it has a popular important voice from the Muslim community. It formed a delegation, and its delegation met senior leaders of all the three parties, Trinamool, Left and Congress, appealing that you should come together. So, what is that possibility?
I think to be very honest, I mean, it could have been a wonderful thing to have a grand alliance against the BJP, including Trinamool Congress. But unfortunately, I don't see any ground for that. I mean, it's very difficult because not because Trinamool Congress is in power, but because Trinamool Congress is past. I mean, in the last 5-6 years, I mean, Trinamool Congress has categorically launched attack on the left. Categorically, Trinamool Congress has snatched the party office, grabbed the party offices, poached the party workers, killed the party workers, jailed the party workers of different left. So, and even few days, day before yesterday, Deepankar's party workers were beaten up by Trinamool Congress goons in Kolkata. So, so there is an objective reality, you see, and everybody cannot see the broad perspective, the all India perspective. From all India perspective, it is very important that all parties should come together. But from the local existence, so if you are beaten up every day, then how would you say that? So similar things are happening. But and Deepankar also knows this, I think. I mean, I have read his interviews and listened to some of his speeches. He is not saying something like that we have to do an immediate alliance kind of thing. But his point is, I think there is substance in his point that you identify your enemy first, okay. Number two, but identifying the enemy and for the at the grassroots level are two different things.
Okay.
They are not they are not the same things. Nobody is stopping you from raising the demands of employment, of food, of education, of health. So of late he has been saying all these things. I think that's very sensible. That you have to. I mean, the success of today's bond, I think, I mean, I would say it is successful, is that it raised the real issues that people are facing every day.
Okay.
Not just the Muslims or Hindus. Everybody is facing the same problems. When potato is 50 rupees a kilo, and someone was telling me the other day, school midday meal cook, that they were eating one potato every day. So this kind of allocation.
So do you think that such issues, potatoes and onions, are going to be election issue? Because in Bihar,
Well, they
it
should
did not.
they should potato, onion, and then midday meal.
So it's a good omen that political parties are taking up these
yeah,
issues.
both the central government and the state governments, different state governments are cheating the people. They are not serving the midday meal that children should get. They are serving some rice and potato only. So there are many issues. I mean, in the name of corona, so everything is in now nothing can happen. Now it is COVID time. So your public health facilities, all the local level hospitals, you cannot see even a doctor. If you are ill, you cannot see even a doctor. So this is the kind of situation here, and so these are the issues that I think in the coming 3 months. 3 months is a long time. 3 months, the left can take it forward. Left and Congress.
Left and Congress.
Yeah.
Okay, coming to a different issue, this CA and NRC, is it going to be a major election issue? Amit Shah, who had raised this issue during 2019 election, and used that a strong word of termite and all those things.
Before COVID-19, the CA NRC issue was gaining momentum here in West Bengal too, and it was actually CAA NRC movement was a kind of unifying both Hindus and Muslims, because both Hindus and Muslims are going to suffer. It is not just the Muslims. So it was going to be unifying, but COVID, the present
it came as an opportunity.
The present government, yeah, it there is एक लफ्ज है ना, किस्मत के साड़. So they are the किस्मत के साड़ के भाई. So इनको इतना कुछ मिल जाता है. So now yes, the CAA NRC has to be, the issue has to be bring back.
Is Amit Shah is going to be cornered on that issue by left and Congress? How strongly, if they are, I mean, or this that momentum that was built pre-COVID, it's gone. I mean,
it will take time to get regain the momentum, because it has weakened with the time. So, but still, it is a big possibility.
Of what? That
will become an issue. Of organizing a protest movement on that, because that's very logical. I mean, that is very logical.
Have you noticed any sign of that from left parties or Congress? that they are going to raise this issue?
I'm not. Unfortunately, not. Unfortunately,
So far not.
Not so far. So far, not.
Even Mamata Banerjee is not going to raise this issue because she is among those, one of the culprits rather. Initially, she had raised this issue. CA, I remember that initially, before this legislation was passed, she was one of those who had raised this issue in West Bengal. I remember.
She is a street politician, So she was very quick to pick it up. She was very quick to pick it up and organize. So, and by the time
change sides.
Left awoke from their hibernation. So, so she took it to the street. I think still there is time. There is time, and I mean, CA NRC is an issue that directly concern the people. आपको उतना समझाना नहीं पड़ेगा कि ये है ये. So people are seeing things. People are getting news and they are scared about this.
So the ground is there.
Yes.
Even Hindus are concerned about it.
Yeah, and that's so. What the BJP is trying to do, the BJP is trying to do again another dividing line, and that's why this thing that no. So it's a whole diluting thing that only the Muslims cannot come from Pakistan, from Bangladesh, but others can come. So this is to give some sort of solace to the Hindus. नहीं आपको कुछ देख नहीं रहे हो, ये तो सिर्फ मुसलमान का होगा. So that they are playing that card. But inside the NRC, so it is going to affect everybody. It's not just the Muslims, but also the Hindus.
People in Bengal generally are able to see through this game.
I'm not seeing much on this right now.
Okay. Another question. We are coming to end of this interview. What is the support base of BJP? Is it in cities and towns or in villages?
More in the villages. More in the villages.
Okay.
You see, I mean, that's a high hypothesis that what happened in Bengal's history. We created, I mean, what I was talking in the beginning, that we have created a history where with a huge gap between Kolkata and the hinterland. So you have everything in Kolkata. You have the fruits of Renaissance, the fruits of reform led by Ram Mohan Rai, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Rabindranath Tagore, and then Kolkata have it has the a record of giving birth to some international figures like Satyajit Ray, like recently passed away Soumitra Chatterjee. I mean, they are our pride, of course. They are pride of the country. But on the other hand, we did not do much to take these fruits forward to the village level. Now, many people just don't know who Satyajit Ray is.
Okay.
I worked with Amartya Sen's Pratichi Trust for 20 years, and even in some of the villages of Birbhum where he comes from, Amartya Sen, I came across some people who didn't know who Amartya Sen was.
Okay.
So this happens. That
is the BJP support base.
Actually, what BJP is cashing on this backwardness in this gap, where when you have something in city, you have something you are talking about something very forward-looking things and all this, but in the village level, the same regressive things. I give you, I give you concrete examples. Like we have, Bengal is uh, one of the forward states in terms of early marriage. You know,
Mhm.
we have. I was looking at the map yesterday that we have about of 340 plus. We have 340 plus blocks, and of them, in 100, we have. Of the total pregnancy, of above 25% was early age pregnancy. So
Early?
early age pregnancy,
Okay.
100
So, I mean, child
blocks.
marriage, you mean
Yeah, so
the
it clearly
problem of
shows
child
that
marriage.
you have, on one hand, you have this Ram
Such
Mohan
regressive
Vidyasagar,
policy.
yeah, and on the other hand, we allowed to continue the past. I mean, we have a past, we have the past of Sati, we have a past, in 2000, in the early 20th century, the uh, life expectancy, male female life expectancy in West Bengal was reverse. You know, I mean, the natural thing is that uh, women tend to live longer than men do.
Mm.
But in the early 20th century, in West Bengal, women tended to live shorter than the men did. Okay. So there were many things, including early marriage, including sati and other things. And I think remnants of those things, they are
Are
there.
still there in rural
Yeah.
areas.
So the particles of history, we have not done much to clear these particles of history. Okay. So now this is a perfect hunting ground for BJP.
So
This is a perfect situation for BJP.
BJP has been able to reach
Yes,
those areas.
yes. Those people who believe. I mean, that who believe early marriage is good. Those who believe that this has been done. I mean, Ganesh drinks milk, kind of thing. So, and BJP is a, the whole formation of BJP is based on a regressive ideology. That is matching. So it is not simply that
So
because of
you mean to
left's
say,
weakness or, yeah.
you mean to say that even if BJP does not succeed in getting power in the upcoming
Yeah,
election, the BJP will remain a force in Bengal.
yes,
It has
yes.
come there, it has arrived.
Yes, and that's where the demand for rational politics, that that is increasing. We
Okay.
have not done much in the past, but to save the
Despite
future, you have to do
despite
much now.
33 years rule of left front, despite 33-year rule of left
Yes,
front, and before that Congress, which is also quote
yes,
unquote
yes.
secular party and progressive
You know,
party,
le- the
the
the crime the the crime that the past governments have done, one of the major crime is they have done many good things. I won't say they have done many good things, like land reform. It was a historical advancement, but the crime was not to spread literacy among all.
Mhm.
Still today, our literacy rate in West Bengal, it is in 2001 census, it was 76%,
Mhm.
and it was the average literacy rate of West Bengal was lower than the Dalit literacy rate of Maharashtra.
Okay. So it's a major failure
Yeah,
of
it's a
the
major failure.
of the
It's a major failure.
past governments.
Yeah, they have to acknowledge this. They have not yet done this. They have to acknowledge that we have failed in this ground, and we are ready to take this up. We are ready to rectify it.
So and okay, thanks for your time. One last question. This about dissensions in Mamata Banerjee's party. Her leader, Suvendu Adhikari, he's a minister, an important leader in his party.
Yes.
But he has been distancing himself in his public meetings. He is not displaying his party's flag and all those things. What does this signal? BJP is going to be gainer because of that. It's advantage BJP.
I don't know, and I don't want to. Basically, I don't want to follow these kind of things because these are so very normal.
Okay.
In today's politics, you see, I mean, ideology. I mean, for these politicians, ideology doesn't matter at all.
Okay.
One who has served the Congress party. How can a congressman go to BJP? Is it possible? It is not. How can a Communist Party member go to BJP? Is it possible? So similarly, but these are happening every day. These are happening every day, every moment. So I don't want to comment on that. It's very pathetic. What I can say.
It has become normal these days. You mean?
Yeah.
It has become normal. You are saying.
Yeah. और इससे दर्दनाक कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. So nothing can be more tragic than this, that the politicians have lost, I mean, the last drop of morality in themselves.
So, okay. Thank you very much for this, for your time and this very good conversation. Thank you very much.